What's going on, YouTube, man? It's 5:47 in the morning, and no, I'm not up to go to work right now. I want to share something with you guys, and it all talks about this. And this video here is going to be entitled "Discipline." Now, I'm gonna give you guys my schedule because we talk about how. Talk about, like, if you want to seize the day, if you want to do different things, if you want to be better, you have to do things that are better. And one thing that you have to have in your life, and forgive me for not looking at the camera, but I'm actually looking for a time schedule. You're going to see what I'm talking about here in a minute. But in order to do the things you want to do in life, you got to be different than you are. You have to have discipline. The first step of that is that, I want to put some focus on this. Now, some of us just went to high school and we're still hanging out with these guys because they lived around our neighborhood and things of that nature. We're hanging around them because they're convenient. They know a lot about us, whatever. But a lot of those old friends that you have, they knew you when you first started, when you were younger, who you were then. And a lot of us, it's hard to make changes into something else because we're hanging around the wrong crowd. Not necessarily the crowd that's going to invite you to bad things or something like that, whatever. But when you're trying to make steps or something like that, and a lot of these people won't tell you this, but when you're trying to make steps and do things, they try to hold you back. Because they know that they're not making steps. They know that they're not doing things, so they want to hold you back so you don't, get ahead of them or something like that. But we'll talk about, that'll be another video, but let's talk about discipline for a second. Now, there's a practice that I have, and all you guys know that I'm Muslim. And I know there's a lot of bad press right now on Muslims and things of that nature, whatever, but there's two sides of a coin, okay? Now, I build my life around the 5 daily prayers. Now, I will be the first one to admit, I didn't always have this discipline. This was something that was very hard for me. Like, let me give you one example. There's a prayer we have. We pray 5 times a day. And there's a prayer we have that's called Fajr. And Fajr is a prayer where you have to wake up. Like, for instance, now, Fajr comes in at 5:07 in the morning. Now, think about this for a second. You're in your bed sleep, right? You're in your bed sleep, relaxing, whatever. All of a sudden, the prayer sound goes off. You have to get up. If you've had sex with your wife, you have to go take a full shower, right? A full shower, and then prepare yourself to go pray. Now, keep in mind, here's the thing too, is that Fajr doesn't last for a short period of time because you have to pray before the sun comes up, okay? So can you imagine sitting there laying in your bed, just relaxing and nice and cozy, the air conditioning is on and everything's fine, and all of a sudden you have to get up and worship God. Think about God at that moment, 5:07. And I can tell you, it's hard. I mean, if you can see, right, you can see the signs of sleep on my face right now, But when I get up and I do it, I feel so great about myself because I feel like, I left everything in my bed. Everything. I left everything for the sake of God. Now, I know some of my subscribers don't believe in God, and that's fine. I'm not here to judge. I'm just specifically talking about me at the moment and discipline. Now, we pray 5 times a day. We have one prayer at 5:07 in the morning. Another prayer called Duhur, which is 12:42. Have another prayer that's 3:59. Another prayer that's 7:02. And the last prayer is at 8:13. And I break away from my friends, and sometimes people say you're weird and why are you doing this and whatever, like when 12:40, like I'm working at the factory now and I tell the guys, hey, excuse me, and then I go into the storage room and I leave them for prayer. But what I do is that once I get up in the morning and I do that prayer, then I start building my day, talking about, writing down on paper what I want to do that day. I try to learn something, I try to add something, and it helps me to keep a schedule and stay focused on God and to stay focused on my life. It helps me not to waste time. It's like a time management, worshiping God schedule for me. That's the best way I can explain it. But But it takes discipline. And I'm not just saying, oh, you guys have to follow the schedule, we'll never know. I'm just saying, in order for me to do that, it takes discipline. In order for you to make steps that you need to make, steps that you need to do in your life, it takes discipline. It takes a schedule. It takes you saying no to a lot of things that people will say yes to. You know, when Barack Obama just came out with this thing of video games or a waste of time, you know, everybody's mad now. Why would you say something like that, whatever? Because guess what, guys? You're not going to be great until you work on yourself. How are you working on yourself playing John Madden's football or Tetris? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you can't do these things. But what I think I'm saying is that what good is it? Sometimes we get these things and we don't even know that we just wasted 2 to 3 hours, but we're the same person that says, well, we can't find any jobs. We don't know how to make any money. You haven't worked on yourself at all. We waste so much time on drinking, useless talk. I mean, we're around people who talk about snails or, you know, or just, I don't know, just useless topics. Topics about, well, you probably should open a business, but that's too risky. You know, I wouldn't do that. I would just get a job, you know, and be real safe. And by being real safe, you know, you'll be fine. You should support your family, even though there's no such thing as long-term jobs anymore. Learn the language. Learn something about finance. We're all financially retarded. Now, this is not going out to my subscribers. I need to learn something about finance. We all need to learn stuff about finance. Americans' statistics now across the world are going down. The skirt is being pulled up on America. They're finding out now that we're not that financially intelligent that people thought we were. We were using a lot of credit cards. We were faking the funk a little bit. Think about it. So the key word today is discipline. Find something in your life. I challenge you to get up before the sun comes up and plan your day. Plan your day. They say successful people, you can look at the 7 habits of highly successful people. They get up early. They go to bed early. Because they don't have time to waste and go out and do things like that. They're working on them. You're only on earth for a short period of time. What are you going to do with that time? Signing off.